Wrestling fans, welcome to another edition of Tag Team. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio, alongside the Invincible Vincent.
Hey.
And no, I'm not drunk. This edition here of Tag Team, we're reviewing TNA. Not only TNA, the show here, but also Hardcore Justice post Hardcore Justice. So let's get started here with what happened on this edition of Impact Wrestling. First thing is, we had Bully Ray, the voice of Immortal, come out and address the whole Mr. Anderson situation. Now, it was pointed out that he defeated Mr. Anderson at Hardcore Justice, and he wanted to extend the olive branch saying, all right, Anderson, you're a great wrestler. I commend you. You're great. You were one of the hardest workers I've ever worked with. I love working with you. I beat you. I'm better than you. But, yeah, we're good. We'll squash this. Let's move forward.
It's like, yeah, right. First of all, you know, Anderson is looking at him because he beat him with a cheap shot. B, the last time he shook hands with him, he hit him with another cheap shot.
Yeah.
So Anderson is kind of hesitant to shake hands with him.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You know how it goes. So he doesn't shake his hand. Bully Ray takes it as an insult. They start to scrapping, and then Immortal steps in and jumps on Bully Ray's side. So here comes beating down Mr. Anderson to a bloody pulp.
Yeah,
bleeding from his head. Bleeding from his head. The security can't hold him back. It's Immortal going full fury. Who's going to help him? The X Division? No, everybody hates Anderson. The TNA faction? No, they all hate Anderson. So who comes out? The writers and the agents. We're talking about Pat Kenny, Al Snow, and D'Lo Brown came out to the rescue. Clear the ring with the chair, and that's the end of that segment. Following that, we had knockouts action. We had Mickie James versus Madison Rayne. Good matchy. Top to bottom, ladies going at it. This is what female wrestling is all about.
Exactly. Getting some time to actually wrestle.
Great point is, Mickie James comes out with boots. Not wrestling boots. I mean, 2-inch heel cowboy boots.
Riding around on a horse boots.
And I'm like thinking, how sick would it be to see a bro kick to the face and watch Madison Rayne's face split open?
And you shall receive.
Well, Mickie James continues and decides to, kick her in the head. So there's some head kicking involved. There's some off the top rope with some heels this big landing on Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne was a good kick buddy. And a match ended when she hits the sickest DDT in female wrestestling history.
The ridiculous
Boom!
TM patent pending.
Plants her right in her head, and that's the end of that match. Mickie James, man, what a show there.
For real.
Ooh, yeah, for real. Following that, we had the Robbie E versus Brian Kendrick. Now, this was interesting, not because it was a particularly good X Division match, but what happened afterwards with Cookie and Robbie E.
Yeah, after the match, which Brian Kendrick was able to win, after Cookie interfered and attempted to spray Brian Kendrick in the face with looked like apparently a can of Aquanet, but accidentally got it on Robbie E instead. He got blinded. Oh! Brian Kendrick followed up with the sliced bread, and a 3 count later, Brian Kendrick walked away. Now, and after this, Robbie E started yelling at Cookie, saying she shouldn't have interfered, this, that, and the third. They went all the way outside. More cussing ensued.
Done with you!
Done with you, bro!
You're done with me! I'm done with you! You good for nothing shit! Yeah, just like that. Anyway, it's needless to say, they're done.
Looks like those two are done.
What's going to happen here with Cookie? Who knows? But Cookie, I mean, I like Cookie. I wouldn't kick Cookie out of bed for eating crackers. But Robbie E, where does he go from here? Is he going to be a new legitimate threat here in the X Division? We shall see. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes with this new and improved X Division.
Yeah, and hopefully Cookie lands somewhere on the roster too, because
there was a joke there, but I just let it go by the wayside. Anyway, following that we had Devon and the Pope versus Beer Money, AJ Styles and Rob Van Dam. Now, this was a little fun because we had the Pope and Devon talking before the match saying, I commend you from what happened here at Hardcore Justice. You beat me fair and square. You earned the 7 points. I was going to take the 7 points that you were going to give me originally, but now, without even saying it, this is what he meant. I regret that. I wish you would give them to me.
Yeah.
Would you give them to me now? And then Pope says, no, those 7 points tasted good. I want some more.
Yeah.
So Yeah, good luck with that. You're not going to get it from the Pope that easy
that's
anymore.
not gonna happen ever again.
3 points from the Pope, not anymore.
Done.
You wasted it, D-Bon. Man, use your noggin, man. Anyway, what happens in that match? What happens in there, E? What happens here with the match and the 7 points?
Basically the match went back and forth. It ended with the Pope getting rolled up by Bobby Roode. He got the points.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, Devon got essentially got booted out of the ring, so he couldn't really help once the Pope was getting covered.
Great.
Yeah, 1,
Great.
2, 3, and that's it.
That's a wrap. So following this, we had a pretty interesting thing here happen on TNA. Let me say this. Angle turn heel. Heel turns Angle.
You heard
nice. Okay, so Kurt Angle has turned bad guy, and he makes it official by addressing Hardcore Justice, the fact of what happened with Sting, and the whole Sting situation. I hit you with a chair because I needed to prove a point and to
regain my integrity.
Exactly, because of what happened here with Jeff Jarrett, Karen, and a third party. That third party was Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter, so when she brought me in, said everything was all right, she didn't know anything, and she did know. She was lying. So now I'm going to join forces with Karen and Jeff Jarrett to take her down. Yeah. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. You're upset about the man who cheated with your ex-wife, but you're going to be cool with them and join forces with the team that they're on, but you're mad at this third party. Makes no sense.
Writers made a mistake. Holes in the storyline.
Yes.
Holes in the storyline.
Yeah, that you could drive a truck.
What is this, Transformers 2? It's got so many freaking holes.
That makes no sense.
Come on, man. That's not working. All right. Following that, I mean, I like to see him turn heel, but the story...
But the whole explanation doesn't
whatever.
make sense.
Yeah, whatever. They'll erase that later.
Yeah.
All right. After that, we had ODB and Jackie versus Tara and Miss Chessmacher, which likes to be called Brooke Chessmacher, but she's always been Miss Chessmacher to us. So Miss Chessmacher, the tag team champions, match up in a non-title match against ODB and Jackie. Jackie and ODB trying to earn contracts with TNA as if they didn't have them already, and try to wrestle. Nice, legitimate wrestling match. They do. It's a good match here. Yeah. Tara, ODB, Jackie, and for Tessmacher for that matter, all wrestled very well.
Yeah, definitely. And a couple of times looked like ODB was going to do something that would have been potential disqualification.
And Jackie tells her, no.
So, it looks as though they were trying to walk the line. They wound up actually getting the L on that one. Tara and Miss Chessmacher won, but there was this sort of perfunctory kind of show of...
Shake my hand.
Pseudo sportsmanship, close enough.
Yeah, close enough, and point made, they'll probably be there again next week. Following that, we had an address here from the X Division. Now, we had Eric Bischoff in his office with Immortal and the X Division, newly acquired. New guys, Zima Ion is in there, a few other guys are in there from that old tournament that we had. Yeah. The tournament that we had, a few wrestlers here, just for time constraints, we're not going to go over all of them. But he goes in and addresses the fact that Abyss had the chance to do away with this earlier, and he didn't cash it in. Shame on you, Abyss.
Still giving it.
Filthy animal. Not because of you. These guys have their own division. They have 225 weight limit, so you can't fight for the title anymore. See? The network did this. Your fault. What happens? Austin Aries comes out and says, all right, look.
I agree with you.
Everybody out. I agree with you, Eric Bischoff. I don't even like this X Division riffraff. I'm like you. I want money and championships. Can we help each other? Huh? And Bischoff says, I like the way you think. Come on in my office. Everybody else out. Yeah. They close the door. Use your imagination. But chances are he will be immortal next week.
Yeah, which begs the question, what's going to happen to Abyss? They're going to kick him a couple more times and he's going to go off. I'm calling it.
Yeah, we'll see who he goes off on. It's going to be a Hogan, probably. Oh, I love you. Here's your ring back. Yeah, probably something like that. Anyway, because I can't picture Abyss riding an economy car.
Nah.
Direct insurance, baby. Yeah, they know how to treat me right.
Yeah, those commercials are awesome. Ooh,
wow, what is up with those commercials, E? If you didn't see the show, there were some commercials here for an insurance company I guess it's just local over there. With these guys in there, we had
The Pope.
Oh yeah.
Abyss. Matt Morgan.
And Kurt Angle, the champ. Kurt Angle's like, direct insurance saved me $600 in the year.
It's like, wow, you know.
Dude,
now,
are you that broke?
Here's the thing: when they announced that we're gonna have the sponsor presenting the Hardcore Justice, I was like, cool. You know, makes good business sense to my thinking. You know, I'm no expert, but you know, getting some extra help to finance the show, etc. It's a good step in the right direction. You know, then they showed up with the banner on the front of the ring.
I thought it was tacky, but whatever.
Yeah.
He liked it. He thought,
I was like,
they're representing, man.
I figured, hey, you know, if the more they got the name out there, the more they got to get the money.
No.
But the commercials,
dang, they just sold out.
Even I have a tolerance point, man. Come on. I mean, what are we doing here? Come on, let's
That's what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Calling TNA to see how much it would cost them to do a unified wrestling commercial.
Might as well.
Yeah, garbage.
You know,
garbage.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
Whatever. Hey, it keeps the lights on. But you know what?
Yes.
You'd make just the same amount of money probably if you just go from venue to venue instead of doing the shows for free. All right, whatever. We'll move on.
I'm sure somebody thought of this. Hopefully they get to that soon, so that these type of things can.
All right. Following that, we had Jeff Jarrett calling out first of all, it comes out with the Mega Championship that he got from Mexico. And he starts saying that he's the king and Karen's the queen of Mexico. And they want to be sure that they're anointed properly. They want to call some Mexicans to the ring. They saved them from their yard work. And come on out so you can announce that we are the kings of Mexico. Kings and queens. Calls on a group of guys, Jose and Jose B. I'm not going to lie. That was funny.
He laughed.
Following that, it got a little jokey joke makerish. Because he comes out, these guys are like, ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? No le entiendo. ¿Qué dijiste? Tell them that I'm the king of Mexico. Tell them, I mean, ¿Qué? These guys have terrible Spanish accents. You can tell these guys were, you know, American. It was a joke. You probably got to see in Spanish, these guys. Terrible actors. Jeez, TNA. Jeez. With the money you're making on this sponsorship, buy some actors.
Buy some writers.
Jeez, garbage. Anyway, Hector Guerrero! Hector Guerrero, if you know, is ringside here by Taz and Mike Tenay doing the Spanish broadcast. The Guerrero family, oh, they're the best. They didn't say it like that. They said it in Spanish, broken Spanish, I might add. But, you know, they said it. I'll translate for you. They're the best. Oh, my goodness. Oh, come down, Guerrero. Guerreros, they're the best family of wrestling. And then Jeff Jarrett had enough. Jeff Jarrett comes in here and tries to say, no, you guys.
He starts beating up on them.
Taking him out. And Hector's seen enough. Starts taking off the shirt.
Took off his tie.
Goes up there with the chair. Clears ring. There you go. What surprised me is Mexican America was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
What an opportunity to show up.
You know, it seems like they would have definitely had something to say about
the crowd behind you a little bit. Maybe start turning hero or
something.
You know? Turn face. Let's turn face. But it's hard to turn face when you got a guy behind you saying, Orale! Yeah. Not going to work there. Following that, we had a little beat down segment where Anderson is getting beat down behind closed doors. The door's closed, and he starts screaming and crying and use your imagination, but chances are he's initiated out. He got jumped out of Immortal Park, probably.
Much.
All right, following that, we had Buddy Ray, Gunner, Steiner versus Crimson. Now, this wasn't a handicap match. This was actually Bully Ray versus Gunner versus Steiner versus Crimson. Yeah. They were going to be versus, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
Well, anyway, this ends up ending when, what a surprise, Crimson wins. Crimson wins this match, gets to 1,000,000 points faster than anybody else. He's really at 50. But the point is this, what happens after this? After this, he's shown that he's the winner, but here comes Kurt Angle.
What is you?
I'm going to prove a point that this is one of DC Carter's boys. I'm going to take him apart. So he takes his brace off, starts beating him down, starts pulling on the kneecap. The show cuts off there. Yeah. Now, whatever. I mean, they're just trying to turn the storyline a little bit.
You know, obviously after the pay-per-view, they're picking their different angles. This whole show is actually setting up a bunch of different angles.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it up.
Another
victory for Crimson? Come on, when is the loss gonna come?
You know?
This is getting old quick. Let's go over the BFG standings just so you know. First one, Crimson at 50 points. 5-0. We got James Storm at 30, excuse me, I'll say Robert Roode at 35. James Storm at 33. Devon at 30. Gunner at 28. Bully Ray 28. We have RVD at 25. Matt Morgan, who's out, 24. AJ Styles, 21. The Pope, 17. Scott Steiner, 14. And Samoa Joe, who was not in this edition of Impact Wrestling, by the way.
At all.
-10. So, well, the situation here, we'll find out here next week a little bit more about what the situation here with Samoa Joe. That's all the information we have for this edition of the Impact Wrestling Review. Stay tuned. We're also going to do this time. We're also going to do a preview show for SummerSlam. So if you want to do that, click on the show we have next to this and check out that review.
Check it out.
Predictions and all that good stuff. For myself, here, Scorpio. This is Vincent. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys on actually Sunday.
Sunday.
All right. Have a good